Now at noon, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the alleged gunman in yesterday's mass shooting at an elementary school posted on social media just minutes before the attack. Thank you for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. 19 children and 2 teachers were killed in that shooting and another 17 injured.
Now, this tragedy has some schools boosting security as Democratic lawmakers renew their calls for stronger gun control. We have live team coverage this afternoon of the tragedy in Texas.
We begin with KTLA 5's Mark Mester. He's in our news center following the latest in that investigation. Mark.
Glenn and Lou, good afternoon to the two of you. We're going to start with some new information about the shooting and also the shooter. Texas Governor Greg Abbott just addressed his state where he became emotional talking about the lives lost.
19 children. Have lost their lives. 2 faculty members lost their lives. In addition to that, there are 17 people who are injured, but their injuries are not life-threatening.
The Texas governor was briefed by officials before making those remarks right there. So here's what we know at this hour. A gunman who we are only identifying as an 18-year-old barricaded himself inside of a 4th grade classroom and took the lives of 19 children and 2 adult teachers at Robb Elementary School. The gunman was later killed by police. That gunman, who just turned 18 years old this month, lives in Uvalde, Texas. He attended the very elementary school that we're talking about. When he was younger, he reportedly lives about 2 blocks away from that campus. And friends say his anger started recently after it became clear he wouldn't be graduating high school with his fellow senior classmates. That conversation is reportedly what started an argument with the gunman's grandmother. It's where the shooter was staying after having some sort of a fallout with his mother. The shooter shot his grandmother right in the face. It happened during that argument. Now, that grandmother's in serious condition still. Surgery is reportedly underway at this hour. Now, apparently the gunman then got at his grandmother's truck. He crashed it through a barrier near the school. The gunman's grandfather speaking to ABC News this morning, where he said his grandson didn't know how to drive and he didn't even possess a driver's license. The grandfather also saying he was unaware that his grandson had just recently purchased assault-style weapons. Now, brand new this morning, Governor Greg Abbott also addressed several social media posts allegedly made by the shooter leading up to yesterday's shooting.
As of this time, the only information that was known in advance was posted by the gunman on Facebook approximately 30 minutes before reaching the school. The first post was to the point of, he said, "I'm going to shoot my grandmother." The second post was, "I shot my grandmother." The third post, maybe less than 15 minutes before arriving at the school, was, "I'm going to shoot an elementary school."
I heard the details involving the weapons allegedly used by the gunman. He bought 2 AR-15 style assault rifles. It happened legally this month after he turned 18. He also purchased 375 rounds of ammunition. One of those rifles was found inside of the truck that crashed outside the campus. The other weapon was found on him after the suspect was killed by authorities. Multiple magazines also reportedly found on campus as well. The gunman entered that campus. He was wearing a tactical styled vest, and once barricaded inside that classroom, the gunman reportedly fired continually through the windows at law enforcement officials. There's also some speculation at this hour the gunman may have exchanged gunfire with a school police officer outside of the classroom before making his way into the classroom. How and if that happened remains a question at this hour. A team of tactical Border Patrol agents eventually gained entry into that classroom after getting a master key from the principal. Brand new developments this afternoon. It happened while Texas Governor Greg Abbott was speaking during that news conference. He was interrupted by someone who is running for the Texas governor's seat. Beto O'Rourke, who was a former presidential candidate, walked right up to the stage and had this exchange with Governor Abbott.
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium.
Beto O'Rourke was later escorted out by authorities. O'Rourke is someone who has called for a gun confiscation program. He called for that program while running for the White House. We're going to have much more of these developments coming up in the next hour, but for now, Mark Messer, live in News Center. Glenn, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, 21 families are forever changed due to yesterday's senseless tragedy.
And we are learning more about the lives that were taken way too soon. KTLA 5's Courtney Friel live in our newsroom with that part of our story. Courtney.
Hi, Glenn and Lou. 19 children and 2 teachers walked into one of their last days of the school year, not knowing it would be the last day of their lives. Texas officials say all of the victims were killed inside one classroom. The first victim's identity we learned about was Eva Morales, who was the 4th grade teacher and reportedly died protecting her students. She'd taught at Robb Elementary for 17 years. She leaves behind a husband and a daughter. Family members say she was an avid hiker, loved to cook, and was the fun of the party. Her co-teacher there, Irma Garcia, was also fatally shot in the attack. She'd been teaching at the school for 23 years and was a mother of 4 children. Now to the first child's death we learned about. It was 10-year-old Javier Lopez, a 4th grader. His mom had just been with him at school hours before for an awards ceremony. This is little 10-year-old Navia Bravo. She also lost her life. On to Uzziah Garcia. He was the youngest victim, only 8 years old, and family members say he loved school, gaming, and playing basketball with his friends. 10-year-old Eliana Garcia also died. She was described as a doll. This is Eliana's aunt describing her niece. Listen.
She was very happy and very outgoing. Loved to dance and sing and play sports. She was big into family, enjoyed being with the family. I just don't understand how people could sell that type of a gun to a kid.
Here are more names of victims who were allegedly killed according to social media posts from their family members. They were all 4th graders. Amerie Jo Garza, just 10 years old. Her grandmother says she died while trying to call 911. There was also a pair of cousins who died in that classroom as well. Jace Carmeo Luvanis was 10 and Jayla Nicole Seguero was 11. Also 10-year-old Rogelio Torres, Lexi Rubio, Jacqueline Cazares, Eliana Torres, and Tess Mata. This is the deadliest grade school shooting since the tragedy at Sandy Hook took place almost 10 years ago. We're going to continue following the victims. I'll have more next hour. And I want to point out there are a lot of photos online that are available. We, of course, have to independently confirm them before we can put them on the air. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Courtney Friel, KTLA 5 News.
Courtney, thank you. The mass school shooting in Texas has renewed calls for tougher gun laws.
However, there have been no signals that Republicans in Washington are ready to consider more restrictive legislation. KTLA 5's Corrine Winter joining us now live here in the studio with more on the gun control debate. Corrine?
Glenn, this renewed fight for tighter gun control has reached a boiling point, with political leaders voicing outrage over the need for more restrictive laws. Questions amid outrage.
How does an 18-year-old purchase an AR-15 in the state of New York, state of Texas? That person's not old enough to buy a